Good morning and welcome back in the Hotel Management lecture videos. This is Dushyant Singh, Assistant Professor BBDU. And you are watching 10th lecture of Food Production, Semester 3rd. Subject code is BHM2301. The topic is fish. Classification of fish: the round fish, flat fish and shellfish. How the round fish look like? And how the flat fish look like? Shellfishes are look like in the crustaceans, and mollusks are look like cephalopods, cuts of fish. First one is fillet. A cut of fish free from skin and bone, prepared from either a round or a flat fish. Fillet can be poached, grilled, deep fried, and shallow fried. Flat fish yield 4 fillet, cross-cut fillet, and 2 from the side, and round fish yield 2 fillet. Supreme. A thick slice of fish cut on the slant from a fillet prepared from a large fish is known as supreme. Darnay. A thick slice of fish on the bone prepared by cutting across a large round fish. Darnays are suitable for grilling, shallow frying, and deep poaching. Darnay are also known as steak of a round fish. Gudgeons. A long thin strip of fish cut from a prepared fillet approx 6 cm into 0.5 cm. Gudgeons are often egg and breadcrumb and deep fried. Paupiette. A meaty rolled fillet stuffed with either a fish farce, shellfish, or vegetable. The fillet is rolled from the tapered tail to the wider head and poached. Delice is known as the neatly folded fillet. Troncon. A thick slice of fish on the bone prepared from a large flat fish. They are usually deep poached. Cuts of fish at a glance. These are from round fish and these are from flat fish. Selection of a fish. It should have no foul smell. It should pleasant smell. Fish should be free from slime and should not feel dry to touch. It should be undamaged and free from bruises. The eyes should be bright and clear and it should not be sunken. The gills should be bright red in color. The flesh should be firm and spring back into shape when pressed. The scale mold be plentiful and firmly attached. The fins and tail should be flexible. It should not be brittle and dry. Selection of shellfish. Shellfish must be alive when purchased. Mussels, oyster, and scallop must be tightly closed. The leg of dead crustacean will hang limp and lifeless. Introduction to fish and shellfish. Fish and shellfish are commonly known as seafood, though they could be procured from sea, ocean, river, or lake, or they could also be farmed artificially to meet the demand of the customer. They are still known as seafood. In many places around the world, especially in Bengal, India, fish is considered to be vegetarian food and it is called vegetable of the sea. Fish hold a special place in the French classical menu, where it forms a separate course called poisson. Fish and shellfish can be used in almost any kind of preparation. The highly perishable nature of this commodity had led to its preservation, as people did not want to be devoid of the nutrition that it provides. Fish is rich in protein content, and some of them are rich in oil such as omega-3, which is a preferred choice for people suffering from coronary heart ailment. Doctor advises you to have fish and remain off the other meats even when you are on a diet. In case of fish, the only difference is in their species and habitat, but shellfish on the other hand differs not only in the species but also in their biological composition. Like the name suggests, all the shellfish have shell on them. Some of them live in two shells and are called bivalves such as oyster, clams, etc. Classification of fish. As per the habitat, fishes are classified into seawater and freshwater fishes. And on the basis of physical shape, fishes are classified in two types, round fish and flat fish. And on the basis of flesh type, fish are classified in white fish and oily fish. Habitat. Fish can be classified based on its habitat. As we know, fish comes from the sea, ocean, river, lake, and each of these habitats play a very important role in its taste and texture. As we mentioned earlier, no matter where the fish comes from, it is still referred to as seafood. The taste does differ. As sea fishes are considered to be healthier because of the salinity in the water. The flavor of such fish is called oceanic flavor. Freshwater fishes. Some species of the fish tolerate and sometimes migrated back and forth between saline water and freshwater. Fish that are predominantly inhabitant of freshwater are described as freshwater fish and include bass, perch, pike, smelt, etc. Seawater fishes. These are inhabitants of marine water and are adapted to the sea condition. These fish do not exercise much because the high concentration of salt in the seawater help them to float and they do not have to move against any current. Oils present in some of them, such as omega-3, are beneficial for heart patients. Physical shape. Fish are also classified as per their shape. There are two shapes of fish, round and flat. As the name suggests, flat fishes are flat in appearance, while round fish are well-rounded and plump. Physical shape. Fish are also classified as per their shape. There are two shapes of fish, round and flat. As the name suggests, flat fish are flat in appearance, while the round fish are well-rounded and plump. The flat fishes and the round fishes. The flat fish is flat in shape and the round fish is round in shape. Both its eyes are on one side and in the round fish, eyes are on either side of the fish. Flat fish swims flat to the surface of the water with the belly aligned parallel to the water. And the round fish swims in horizontal fashion. Belly side of the fish is white in color. Both sides of the fish are same color in round fishes. It yields 4 fillet while the round fish yields 2 fillet. Examples are plaice, turbot and flounder, and the example of round fish is salmon, trout and snapper. These are the example of round fishes: white crappie, perch, bass, lake trout. And these are the example of flat fishes, which is sole, brill, dab, plaice, flounder and turbot. Classification of shellfish. Crustaceans. As the name suggests, they have crust on the top of the shell which act as an armor. Shellfish have a pigment called astaxanthin, which on contact with the head turns into a coral red color, which much desirable for shellfish. These are the picture of crustaceans. Examples are crayfish, crab, lobster, prawns, snail. These are the example of crustaceans. Example of crustacean, their French name and type. The first one is crab. Range from tiny to large variety. The female crab is called hen. Crab are eaten as soft shell crabs soon after they complete molting. French name is crab and the type is blue crab, brown crab, king crab, snow crab, mud crab and spider crab. The next one is lobster. The American lobster are green in color and the European lobster are blue black and have the base flavor and hence are expensive. French name is homard and the type is mini lobster, bugs lobster and European lobster. Next one is prawn or shrimp. Prawn or shrimp are the most popular of all the crustaceans. Technically there is no difference between prawn and shrimp. The French name is crevet and the types are cold water prawns, example pink shrimp, deep sea shrimps, Mediterranean prawn, warm water prawn, example Gulf shrimp. Next is mollusk. Mollusks are the shellfish that have a hard, inedible shell. They are classified as three other subgroups. First is gastropod or univalves. Second one is bivalves and the third one is cephalopods. These are the examples. The example of gastropods and their French name and types are: first is abalones. Abalone are known as armor or sea ear. These are large shellfish which is ear shaped. French name is abalone. Next one is snail. Snail are characterized by the spiral shell. In classical French cuisine, these are served as a hot appetizer. French name is escargot. Types are burgundy, petit gris. Next one is conch. Conches are largely related to whales and rare, mostly native to Florida. French name is escargot de mer. The examples of bivalves: these shellfishes are covered by two shell or valves. Examples are clam and cockles. Clams are often eaten raw and are favorite of the Americans. The famous Manhattan clam soda is considered to be the national soup of the USA. French name is pollarde and the type is sherry stone, geoduck, carpet shell, razor clam. Next one is cockles. Cockles are similar to clams and sometimes called hard clams. They do not have claws like clam. They have spiny shell and flash edge in the tails. The head is always used as decorative piece or used in stock. The French name is boucard and the type is dog cockles. Next one is mussels. Mussels have a sweet tender flesh. They usually have beards which are used as tentacles for the locomotion. Mussels must be scrubbed well to get rid of the dirt and sand. French name is moule. Next one is oyster. Oyster have a thick grayish green shell. One of the shell is flat and the other is cup-shaped. Oyster are eaten raw in the classical French cuisine and the French name is huître and the types are Sydney rock, Coffin Bay and Tasmanian oyster. Next one is scallop. Scallop are found in sandy seabeds. One of the two scallop shell is flat and the other one is rigged and curved, which contains scallop meat. The French name is coquille escargot and the types are king scallop. Selection and storage of the seafoods. There are many different ways of selecting a fish and these do not require any sophisticated tools or deep knowledge. First one is peel the fish. The fish should be free from slime and should not feel dry to touch. Moist fish indicate the freshness. When the flesh is depressed, it should feel firm and should spring back to its original form. The scales should be firmly attached to the flesh. Next one is smell the fish. Smell the fish. It should not have foul smell. This is probably the easiest way of knowing the difference between the fresh and stale fish. Since it is highly perishable commodity, it will smell very unpleasant if it is spoiled. Next one is look at the fish. The eyes should be bulging and clear. As the fish would age, the eyes would lose the moisture and would sink into the head. Next one is touch the fin and the tails. The fins and the tail should be firm and flexible. Brittle or dry tail is an indication of a spoiled fish. Next one is check the gills. The gills should be moist and should have a deep red color with no trace of grey or brown. In case of shellfish, try and procure only live shellfish such as lobster and crab. Shells of bivalves should be tightly shut, and the ones that are open, tap them slightly. If they still don't shut, discard them. Storage. The ideal situation of the fish should be procured as fresh as possible, but in case if it is not possible for various reasons, then one must follow these steps to keep the seafood safe and fresh to eat. Rinse the fish in cold water and pat it dry. Place the fish on the bed of crushed ice and place on perforated pan to allow for drainage. If the fish is not used in the next 2 days, then take out the fish and repeat the process. Clams, mussels and oysters should not be kept on ice. Store them in mesh bag in the refrigerator. Do not let the fish to touch the water or to swim in the water. Do not let fresh water come in the contact with the shellfish, otherwise they will get killed. The common cooking methods of seafood. One can taste for the doneness by pressing the flesh with finger. If it is firm, then it is cooked, otherwise it would feel soft. One can also insert a knife into the flesh, pull back the flesh a little and take a look. Grilling. Seafood is just wonderful on grill. One has to select the seafood that can withstand the heat of the grill. Seafood such as tuna, lobster, prawn, etc., which are sturdy and do not fall. Marinating with oil ensures the fish does not stick to the grill. Using wood for the grilling can also add flavor to the fish. Broiling. You can broil most seafood even if they are fragile. You can broil them on the bed of vegetables such as onions, celery and peppers. Sauteing. It is the most common method of cooking seafood. It is a quick way of cooking. Cold and hot poaching. Hot poaching cooks the fish in boiling liquid. You can cold poach by pouring the simmering liquid on the fish and wait until the fish is cooked. Hot poaching works well with large pieces of fish. Cold poaching works well with the small pieces of the fish. Olive oil poaching. Poaching seafood in olive oil is a great way to slowly cook the fish. Cooking seafood in warm oil keeps the protein coagulated. Olive oil poaching lessens and release of the natural oil and fat. The slow cooking results in succulent, perfectly cooked piece of fish. Next one is steaming. Steaming the fish is extremely moist and flaky. In fact, steaming is the great way to prepare many low-fat dishes and not just delicately flavored fish. Steaming is very common to many oriental preparations. Roasting and slow cooking. The only difference between the slow roasting and roasting is the temperature. Regular roasting takes place between 160 and 200 centigrade. Slow cooking on the other hand takes place at temperature as low as 80 degrees centigrade. And barely cooking fish would take as long as 20 to 25 minutes. When you slow roast fish, and end result is a piece that it is so moist that it melts in your mouth and fall apart when you touch. Smoking or curing. A number of popular fish products are smoked or cured or both, or they are dried, pickled or otherwise treated to enhance their taste and prolong their usability. Smoked salmon, pickled herring, smoked oyster, caviar belong to this group of fish food. Cooking of the shellfish. Steamed clams, boiled lobster, these terms expresses two things in common to all shellfish cookery: moist heat and low temperature. Shellfish are all very lean. Dry heat, high heat and long cooking time will make them tough and rubbery. Boiling, broiling, steaming and baking will be the broad spectrum for cooking shellfish. Cuts of fishes. Cuts of fish. These are the different types of cuts obtained from the fish. First one is fillet, darnay, paupiette, scallop, gudgeons and gudgeonettes. Fillet. As shown in the figure, a fillet is a cut or slice of the boneless meat or fish. The fillet is often a prime ingredient in many cuisines, and many dishes call for a specific type of fillet as one of the ingredients. This is a whole part of fish from the one side, from the head to the tail, without bones and without skin. Second one is paupiette. A paupiette is a type of roulade and sometimes called as brequelle. Paupiette may also refer to a classic French fish dish whereby a thin slice of fish, tuna, sole, whiting or even anchovy is stuffed and rolled and secured with a string before cooking in a stock. Supreme. A supreme cut is a slice of fish cut from a fillet at a slant and is considered the best cut of a fish. Also called a pave, a supreme cut involves the removal of all bones in a fillet. Darnay. A steak or darnay is a thick cross-section cut from a round fish perpendicular to the spine. Steak often retain part of the backbone. Butterfly cut. A butterfly or a cutlet begins with a fillet. One side of the fish is sliced from behind the head, around the belly and tapered toward the tail. The process is repeated on the other side of the fish, producing a connected or a double fillet. Gudgeons. These are approximately 8 cm long strips cut from the bigger pieces of fillet used for garnishing. Troncone. This is a steak cut bone-in from a flat fish such as flounder, halibut, sole or a turbot. In the US, these are called steak cuts. These were some of the most commonly seen cut of the fish. Nutritive value of fish. Doctors suggest that fish instead of meat should be used as a protein source several times a week because of the possible benefit of fish oil for coronary artery diseases. Fish is a high quality protein. Fish and shellfish contains about 19% protein that is similar in amino acid composition to that found in mussels meat. The content varies from the 1% to 20% depending upon the species and the season of the year. This is substantially lower fat content than beef. Fish contains protein of high biological value, essentially minerals, vitamins and fat. Shellfish and saltwater fish are rich in iodine and fluorine, in addition to appreciable traces of cobalt, and for that reason make a valuable contribution to the diet. Fish is also a satisfactory source of magnesium, phosphorus, iron and copper. Shellfish generally have a higher calcium and iodine content than fish. Herring and oyster are exceptionally high in zinc. A serving of fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel and sardine will supply about 10% of daily allowance of vitamin D. The natural oil found in canned fish should be used since it too is a valuable source of the vitamins. An average serving of either fatty or lean fish will apply about 10% of thiamine, 15% riboflavin and 50% of the niacin required daily. Fish and shellfish have high level of polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially omega-3 fatty acid, which tend to lower body cholesterol by depressing low-density lipoprotein. Concentration omega-3 fatty acid appears to also reduce level of plasma triglycerides, in particular very low-density lipoprotein. The mechanism by which PUFA in diet lowers plasma lipid, especially cholesterol, is unclear. Fish and shellfish are excellent source of easily digestible protein of high nutritional value. Tests have shown that 85% to 95% of protein is assimilable. Based on these facts, it is recommended that fish should be used as a protein source instead of meat several times a week because of the possible benefit of fish oil for coronary artery disease. Studies have indicated that by consuming more fish and oil such as salmon or mackerel, cardiac mortality can be reduced and possible underlying coronary atherosclerosis improved. Fish also contains important vitamin and mineral. Fish is an excellent source of vitamin B, niacin. Niacin assists in functioning of the digestive system, skin and nerves. It is also important for the conversion of food to energy. And vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is critical to building DNA and RNA, the maintenance of the nervous system, fatty acid synthesis, homocysteine metabolism, and energy production. And in general, is better source of vitamin D and A than beef, pork, or chicken. The vitamin D is vital for the formation of bones. Fish can also contribute appreciable amount of dietary calcium, home iron, and zinc, nutrients that tend to be low in pupil diet. Fish is among the best source of dietary selenium. Fish and allergies. A food allergy is an immune system response to a food that the body mistakenly believes is harmful. Once the immune system decides that a particular food is harmful, it creates specific antibodies to it. The next time the individual eats the food, the immune system releases massive amount of the chemicals, including histamine, in order to protect the body. These chemicals trigger a cascade of allergic symptoms that can affect the respiratory system, gastrointestinal tract, skin, or cardiovascular system. At the present time, there is no cure for food allergy. Avoidance is the only way to prevent an reaction. Allergic reactions to fish and shellfish are commonly reported in both adults and children. It is generally recommended that individuals who have had an allergic reaction to one species of fish or positive skin test to fish avoid all types of fishes. The same rule applies to shellfish. If you have a fish allergy but would take to have fish in your diet, speak with your allergist about the possibility of being challenged with various types of fishes. Fish allergic individuals should be cautious when eating away from home. They should avoid fish and seafood restaurants because of the risk of contamination in the food preparation area of their non-fish meal from a counter, spatula, cooking oil, fryer, or grill exposed to fish. Fishes are vertebrates and have skin and scales, which cover the body, and they move with the help of fins. Fish is very much of a food of 90s, the epitome of modern cooking and eating style, low in fat, high in protein, rich in minerals and vitamins, quick and easy to prepare and cook, versatile enough to be adapted to suit any occasion. Classification of fish. As per the habitat, the fishes are classified in saltwater fishes or freshwater fishes. On the physical shape, fishes is classified in round fish and flat fish, and on the basis of flesh type, fish is classified in white fish and oily fish. And the other one is shellfish, which have shells on their body. These are classified in crustaceans and mollusks are classified in gastropod or univalves. and bivalves and cephalopods. Fin fishes. Fin fishes are cold-blooded vertebrates with gills. Fish can be divided into various subcategories according to habitat, shape, and flesh type. One is white. They are mainly flat fish and the oil presents only in the liver. Most of those are deep sea fishes. Second one is oily fishes. They are mainly round fish and contain fat all over the body. Shellfish. Shellfish are the fishes which have shells on their body, and these are classified in two types, mollusks and crustaceans. Mollusks are classified in three types, bivalves, univalves and cephalopods. Invertebrates. Invertebrates are spineless marine animals with no outer shell. They include the squid and octopus family. How to select a fish? The following points must be looked at the time of selecting fish. Eyes should be bright, gills should be red, the tail should be stiff, the flesh should be firm and not floppy, the whole body should be covered by full scales. How to select a fish? They should be bought in a season as far as possible. They should be medium sized and of good weight. It is best to buy them alive, particularly oyster, crab and lobster. If they have died, the following precautions should be taken. The claws of crab should be springy and not hanging down. The eyes should be bright. The tails of lobster should spring back when stretched out. Shrimp and prawn must be crisp. Oyster shell should be tightly closed. Storing of the fish. The fresh fish should be stored for as short a time as possible after purchase. Fish that has been freshly caught is the best for cooking. The ideal temperature of storage of fresh fish is 0 degree. Ideal temperature for a fish walk-in is refrigerator. Fish walk-in refrigerator is -2 to 0 degree centigrade. Whole fish will keep fresh for a longer time if it is gutted, as enzymes present in the stomach accelerate decay. Fish should be stored tightly wrapped in a cling film and covered with ice. Cut fish should never come in contact directly with ice as it discolors the flesh and draw out the juices. Preparing fish for cooking. Preparing of fish includes scaling and cleaning. To scale the blunt side of the knife, holding the fish by the tail, scrape finely from the tail toward the head, wash well and remove any lodge of scales. Remove the fin and tails. In case the flatfish, cut away the gills and make a small opening in the belly. Cooking of fish. Boiling. Fish generally boil in a cold boiler. The method is suitable for whole fish. Thick cuts of fish could also be boiled. Whole fish cleaned would be put in a cold boiling liquid and boiled. The fish is put into a pan, filled with cold boiling, then boiled. If the fish is cooked, then a stewer will easily place in the flesh of fish. Approximately time for boiling of fish is 10 to 15 minutes per 500 gram of fish. Steaming. Place the fish in a steamer and sprinkle with salt and pepper. Then the water in the steamer must be fast boiling with the fire and fish is cooked. Grilling. It is a suitable method for various cuts and types of the fish are cooked on top of the grill bar. Use of butter or oil. The grill should be greased so that the flesh does not sticky, and then garnish with lemon, fine fresh parsley chopped. Accompaniment with suitable sauce and time of grilling of fish is 5 to 7 minutes. Frying. Small fish can be fried whole or out into steak or fillet or pieces of fish in huge amount of oil. The cooking time of frying is about 5 minutes. Baking. Round white fish is suitable for baking. The fish should be clean and belly stuffed with force meat breadcrumb, chopped onion, nutmeg, lemon juice, egg yolk, and high seasoning and flavoring. Butter is applied to the fish, and then it is baked in a baking tray. Baking time is 10 minutes per 500 gram of fish. Cod bouillon. To preserve and enhance the delicate flavor of fish, the liquid in which they are poached, those are prepared with care. The poaching liquid is called cod bouillon. Traditional use include poaching fish and seafood, but it is also used for poaching vegetable, egg, sweetbreads, cockscomb, and delicate meat. Ingredients for cod bouillon: water 1 liter, salt 15 gram, carrot 16 gram, sliced lemon 60 gram, vinegar 75 ml, parsley stalk 3 sprig, peppercorn 6 number, bay leaf 1 to 2 number. Simmering all the ingredients for 30 to 40 minutes and then strain and use as a liquor. Strain and use as liquor. Different types of cod bouillon are white cod bouillon, sliced onion, bay leaf, parsley, peppercorn, lemon juice, stock, salt, milk and water. Ordinary cod bouillon, vinegar, water, peppercorn, sliced onion, carrot, salt, parsley, thyme, and bay leaf. In white wine cod bouillon, we add white wine, water, minced onion, bouquet garni, salt, peppercorn, few drop of vinegar and carrot. And in red wine cod bouillon, we add red wine, vinegar, water, minced onion, bouquet garni, parsley, salt, peppercorn, and carrot. Cuts of fish. Fillet or fillet. A cut fish free from the bone without skin. A round fish have 2 number of fillet and the flat fish have 4 number of fillet. Second one is darne. A piece or slice of cut across and through the bone of large whole round fish. A piece or slice of cut across and through the bone of large or whole round fish is known as darne. Example are salmon or cod. Troncon, a slice of flat fish cut on the bone. It is the section of a large flat fish such as turbot or brill after being split down the backbone approximately 45 mm thick. Gudgeons. This term is applied to fillet of fish cut into strip format. Approximately size of gudgeons is 3 into 1 by 4 inches. Gudgeonettes, as well as gudgeons but smaller. These are same as gudgeons but are smaller than the gudgeons and known as gudgeonettes. Approximately size of gudgeonettes is 2 into 1 by 4 inches. Next is paupiette. It is a rolled and stuffed fillet, usually of flat fish. The stuffing would generally be a fine fish farce. Next one is supreme. A portion piece cut on the slant from the fillet of a large round or flat fish is known as supreme. So here we conclude our topic. In this topic we have read about the fishes and shellfishes and their classifications, the cuts of fishes and different techniques using for fishes. So thank you for watching.